This is Karikter Asked It. You already know Karikter did it. I'm here with Senko Corleone and his buddy.
So
Yeah.
Tell us, man, Senko, what do you do?
Yo, my name is Kashin Senko. I'm 18. I'm an artist from New York City. I also produce and I'm an engineer. And I make music. I rap, sing, all that.
Hell yeah. Tell me about your friend there.
This right here, this is Isaiah. This is my boy Zay. Me and him been together since high school. That's like he should be my manager type shit. Like that's how we work. He's always with me. He's always right there with this music shit with me.
He is your manager. He'll get that title later.
Yeah.
I'll get it later.
Trust, I've had relationships like that. I've had friendships like that before.
It's good to pay attention to what like the people around you be saying, because if you don't listen to it, then you just gonna go straight downhill.
No doubt, man.
He keeps me up there, so he had to be here with me.
Hell yeah.
I feel like everyone can learn off of anybody. Even if you're like the dumbest person alive, you can learn from them.
Absolutely, because it's all about perspective.
Exactly.
If you can see your perspective, a friend can share their perspective, but a third person might be able to share another perspective, and you're like, damn, I never thought about it like that.
Well,
Exactly.
I feel like that's why half these artists be failing, because they're not open-minded and not listening. Not what's that word I'm looking for? We'll find it later.
Not willing to listen to constructive criticism type thing.
Yeah, they can't take constructive criticism.
Facts, man. Facts, bro. So where are y'all at?
Right now we're in my studio in my new crib actually. Right now we moved from Bushwick to Williamsburg.
Okay.
So
how old are y'all?
I'm 18, he's 19.
I'm 19, yeah.
Damn, okay, y'all young as hell. You do not look 18 and 19. Damn.
I get it a lot. I know he gets it a lot too.
So tell me about coming up. Tell me about your upbringing and then the relationship y'all built in high school. Tell me about it.
And I was going like to a bunch of different high schools. Like I could not stay in one spot. It's either I did not like it, or I was just fucking around and I couldn't be there, or I just made bad relationships and couldn't get out of it, and that was like the only way out. And I met him at the last school that I ended up at. And mind you, this is all like in a 2-year span. So I was hopping around throughout like my freshman year and then ended up there for my sophomore year. I met him there and we've been stuck ever since.
Yeah.
And he knew who I was because like I started doing music like maybe 2018?
Yeah. That's when around the time I first met him. Like, it's funny because in a way we're polar opposites, but we're also exactly the same. So it's like when I met him, I had like no intentions making a friend. It was just he hopped in the conversation, and I enjoyed talking, even though like I considered myself to be an introvert. I do not like being around certain people. Like I've noticed that the older I've got, I like being to myself because nobody understands me more than me.
Facts, man. The older you got, you're 19, but okay.
Yeah, right. Me and him, it was random. Me and him met on the bus, just coming home from school, talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it was literally. It was literally about Dragon Ball. Like that's the most random way you could start a friendship, bro.
Yeah,
the nerdiest shit possible.
But your energy's matched.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
This motherfucker didn't know my name for an entire year.
Exactly. I didn't know his name until he came to my school. That's what he got.
That's
like
He
hilarious.
would be like, yo, why do you always call me Senko? You know my name. And I was like, yeah, I do. I'm like, yeah, your name.
Nah, but
it starts with something. That's exactly.
It starts with something. Exactly.
It starts with a letter. I know it starts with a letter. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Definitely not a number.
Yeah, not a number. It can't be a number.
But yeah, back on the subject though. Like, I grew up. I'm Puerto Rican. Coming up in New York in general, it's a different kind of mindset that you grow up in. My grandfather was a radio host in Puerto Rico. My dad used to be a music manager. And, it kind of like felt like it was in my blood almost. So, you know, when my freshman year, when I was going through all those changes, schools, making bad decisions, I ended up finding music. And one of my teachers told me, yo, like, I see it in your notebooks, your little journals that you got to post for the class. Like, you make really good poems. Like, you should join, like, a music club, or you should start music. So I ended up finding a couple beats on YouTube. I had the Apple earbuds, and I was putting, like, beats over it so I could record. Yeah, those, yeah. So I ended up making it, like, maybe 1 or 2 tracks. And, you know, I enjoyed doing it. I just enjoyed doing it. It wasn't being like, oh yeah, like, I'm doing it for the money, I'm doing it for the fame, I'm doing it for whatever, I just need to be out of here. It was more because it just got my mind off of in the past. All the decisions I was making in, like, right in front of me. So I used that, and then I just got out of that situation, and I just started doing music full time.
Okay. Were you doing music when you met him?
No, I was not.
How old were you when you started?
15.
15. So you were, how close were y'all when you started doing music?
It was like me and him would just talk on the bus, and then we wouldn't talk for at all. Maybe he'll see something and then just comment on it on my Instagram or whatever, but it wasn't really nothing crazy.
Yeah. It's funny because our friendship really became a friendship during COVID.
Yeah.
Quarantine. He'd call me, be like, yo, you feel like playing games? I'd be like, fuck it, why not?
And that's really when I started working more on my music. And then he was just right there with me. Just going back and forth, what I should change, what I should do instead. And then we would just search up different ways to make the music instead of just staying on the same track. So instead of just staying still, we were just evolving it over and over and over again until we just got everything we needed to just kind of just...
That's cool though. Like, honestly, that's a real unique relationship y'all have, and it's something that's incredibly valuable to artists, like we were talking about earlier, that most artists are not willing to have that kind of relationship where someone could just dog a fucking track, but they're not dogging the track. They're saying, bro, you could do better than this. This is what I don't like about it. Like, up your game. I know you can do it. That's exactly. Huge. And it's funny because COVID brought it all, it brought it all together. And I've talked to a lot of artists that COVID was the breaking point for them. It was the thing that made them realize they need to get serious. And for you all, it made you get serious, but it also gave you all the opportunity to where, like, what else are we going to focus on right now? You know?
Exactly.
In my opinion, I feel like he didn't start taking music serious until he became a producer. Right?
Yeah, kind of.
He had you mind if I talk about this time period?
Go ahead.
He had a rough time period where he had the worst kind of writer's block. Like, he didn't want to make music writer's block. And it was for like a good
months.
Calm 6 to 8 months, almost a year. Damn. And that was senior year of high school, last year. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago. Yes, 2 years ago. So, I would tell him, I'd be like, yo, bro, you're getting better at this producing shit. Like, and he picked it up quickly. Not a lot of people can pick it up quickly. His first beat, meh, right?
Everybody's first beat is good.
Everybody's first.
Everything's meh.
It's either it's straight garbage or meh, right? Now, the fact that it was meh to me meant that he definitely has potential as a producer.
Exactly. But once I oh, my fault, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So when I started producing, that was my realization that I don't need any of the people around me, like, I don't need to depend on them. I could make my own beats. I already engineer my own music. I already make my own cover art. I already write my own songs. So if I just go at it for all of the perspectives, I will kill this industry from the inside out. And once I learned how to do all that, I made my first mixtape. And that shit, like, for my standards, for, like, locally, blew the fuck up. Everywhere. It just blew up in the area. I had everybody looking at me. Everybody knew my songs. Everybody was doing what I like. They knew who I was and what I was trying to do. And there was nobody else attached to it other than me.
Mm.
And him, obviously.
But you weren't dependent on some big name to get you some cred or whatever. Like, and you're in Brooklyn, bro. Like, everybody making music in New York. That's hard to really stand out there for real.
Oh, definitely.
It's just hard to stand out in New York because it's like, do you listen to New York drill?
I have. I don't honestly. I don't listen to much music at all lately because I've been busy as hell with these interviews. But
I was gonna say that. Honestly, people can disagree. People can agree. Rap has been shitty this year.
Oh, bro, it's this decade.
And you know what gave it away? The fact that Gunna came out a snitch and he had the first #1 rap album.
Mm-hmm. Times are changing, and you know, a lot of these artists now are having a real realization that they have to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, man. And it's so much more than just making music. You know, a hit song is not made, it's marketed. God, I say that in like every interview I do. But
it's true though. That's a great way to put it. It's true.
You can make the greatest song that anyone has ever heard, and if you just throw it on Instagram and then the streaming platforms and just say, "Hey, this is a great song," it's good. No one's ever gonna hear it. They don't care.
Nowadays, you need a whole team behind your back, and not only that, it's so hard to find a loyal team because everybody wants a piece of the pie, and they want the biggest piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, bro. But when you find your ride or dies, it's everything, and that's where it all starts for real. That's where it all starts. I love y'all's dynamic for real. What have been your biggest successes since you started all this?
Not letting anybody like extort me for anything or take anything away from what I do and like who I am as a person, because I meet a lot of artists that they continuously try to use you in the moment for your services, for any type of service. Your popularity, it doesn't really matter. They just use you for what you have, and once you're not valuable, once there's no more juice left, they throw you out, they throw you to the corner. I make sure that I had that stern set boundary that I can continue to keep going even though a resource is not available or something is not coming my way. I had to make sure I was all right. Just being able to survive, and that comes from that New York mentality that I was always on the move. I was always trying to find a way to make my buck. I was always trying to find a way to just get my name out there and just overcome everything. That has to be my biggest success as a whole. What would you say with this whole thing?
It's like a personal accomplishment. I realized, like, the type of impression you can leave on people, the impact, the influence, and like he was a great influence on me because I was going downhill, very downhill. I lost my aunt, and you know, he was there calling me every day, even if I wasn't picking up. There'd be weeks I wouldn't pick up the phone, maybe months.
I would drive like 20-30 minutes away just to get this motherfucker out of his crib, just so he could eat food, just so he could do what the hell he had to do.
Yeah, bro, I lost 100 pounds last year.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say, you look at me and you would think I've been this weight my whole life. Nope. I was big, man.
He was real big.
Man, you're lucky you did that when you were young, bro.
Yeah.
But
I keep forgetting I'm still young. I keep saying that.
Well, I mean, y'all are old souls. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, and I love telling my mom that. She's like, "Why do you do such weird stuff?" And I'm like, "You're saying that because I'm an old soul."
I feel that, man. But like, okay, so everything y'all are talking about, it really does remind me a lot of a relationship that I had at one point. I was doing something similar for a friend who lost his dad, and you know, he never really saw what I was doing, and he's not in my life anymore. The fact that you all have used this relationship and taken it and made it something productive, and like you were saying, you know, without it, like it's given you all direction in life, and y'all seem like in high school you were potentially some lost souls, but this helped you find yourselves.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What have been the biggest struggles, the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome?
I say the hate and the judgment. Once you overcome the hate and the judgment, then you will be able to do anything else. But even starting at 15, you don't know shit about the world. You know what I mean? You just, like, you're getting your first taste of freedom. So when I started music at 15, it was like, oh yeah, he's just a SoundCloud rapper. I had people literally laugh in my face. Especially, it's New York. Everybody's rapping. Everybody's doing something. They just laugh at you like yeah, he's just gonna be gone in the next year.
Look at the next doofus that's making music. Ooh.
But I had to say, like, that really got to me when I was younger. When I was like maybe like 15, 16, 17 years old, that really got to me. And it wasn't until now that I realized, people are gonna hate regardless. So why would I let that stop me? Why would I let that do anything to me whatsoever? Because that song that they're hating on it could be something potentially good, something potentially to go viral, something potentially to build my audience off of. And yeah.
My opinion, when you start getting hate, bro, you're on to something good.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I get the things I've done that have been most successful in my life. I got the most crazy mixed reactions from. Some people say, "Hey, bro, you're killing it," and some people say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yep.
What does, and usually I separate, I combine this question, but I would like to have this separated between two questions for you all. What does success in music look like to you first?
Ooh, that's a really good question. You want to go first or should I go first?
Success in music. I feel like success in music is having my core audience. I don't want to be Michael Jackson famous off the music. I don't want to be like Elon Musk rich off of it.
You wouldn't be able to go to lunch without people running up to you, bro. Like,
yeah, like, I don't want to be the type to, go outside and there's paparazzi all over, because, that just sounds like a sad life. There's no privacy. Yeah. Success in music for me is having my core audience, having my views, and eventually just like earn the right to be comfortable. Just have my views, have my audience, do my shows, and eventually retire. Do what I have to do. Just live my life the way I always wanted to. And another thing, being successful in music, making people happy. If I put a smile on somebody's face, or if somebody's relating to my music, it's always gonna make me feel successful. It's always gonna make me feel like I had a purpose over something. I've had people tell me that they would listen to an artist and with the thoughts of suicide, and straight up just like all of it goes away when listening to an artist. I want to have that kind of impact on somebody. I want to make somebody feel the good things in life. I want to have somebody just feel all the emotion possible when they listen to my music. And that's what success in music really is, to me at least.
Hell yeah, bro. What about you?
When I look at success in music, I've named 3 rappers. Tupac, Big, and Nas.
Okay. Legends.
Now, I say them 3 greats, they are let's be honest, Tupac is probably the most influential rapper to ever grace the planet Earth. People still talk about him to this day. You got people my age saying, oh, Tupac was the GOAT. It's true, but me, he knows me. I listen to old school music all day. That's just how I grew up.
They stood for something different.
Exactly. And it's like my view is if I prefer influence over clout.
Mm.
It don't got to do with fame. It don't got to do with money. It got to do with the impact you left. That's why when X passed away, or when Juice passed away, everybody was heartbroken. When Mac passed away, everybody was heartbroken. And it's like, me, you wouldn't think I listened. Come on. It just goes to show influence, you know? And like, I tell people this all the time. If you look at my style, the way I walk, the way I like act, the way I act off like when I'm smoking bud and shit like that, I feel like I emulate Wayne. Because Lil Wayne is just my favorite rapper of all time.
I feel that, bro. I feel that, man. I came up on Wayne for real. You know, I'm 35. Like, he's, you know, for real. So, do you have a message that you try to send with your music?
My message would have to be have fun. Literally just have fun. Enjoy the moment. Obviously, you're gonna have these feelings of like, you know, of course you're gonna experience heartbreak. You're gonna experience all these different things in life. But you know, when you have fun in the moment, you're not letting nothing go to waste. If you think about it, we don't have a lot of time on Earth. We don't have a lot of time on Earth at all. So why don't you just enjoy it for what it is? Go outside, listen to like how quiet it is. Listen to how loud it is. Just appreciate it all.
Facts, man. Facts. So, if it's any different than what success in music is to you, what is success in life to both of you?
Success in life is, I say, you know, getting married, having a couple kids or so, being comfortable, having my privacy. I'm not saying that I want to go big and all out, because I do like to do that sometimes, but you know, you got to enjoy what's in front of you, and you have to enjoy everything around you. So again, being comfortable, everything is just being comfortable, living comfortable. You don't have to ask for too much, you don't have to ask for too little, but it's about not settling.
Okay. All right.
Nah. Me, I grew up without a dad. I was an adopted child. So, you know, honestly, I know I'm successful when my kid in the future is perfectly fine in life. It's all about the next generation, what you can do for your future, your child's future. You know, we're all brought here for a reason.
No, I feel that, man, and that's beautiful. Both of y'all's hopes and dreams, they're beautiful, man. If you could go back and tell your 12-year-old selves anything, what would it be?
Everything's gonna be perfectly fine. I had the anxiety when I was younger, to the point where it's like shit would go on outside. I used to throw block parties out, and then they get shut down because people getting jumped or shots get fired or whatever case may be. So I always had crazy anxiety. So I just learned like how to control it, and not because I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. I didn't know where my life was gonna go. So when I found this, I realized like in my purpose, and this is what I want to do with myself. And never since then, you know, I've just built on it and actually say I know I'm gonna be okay. Wherever I go, I know I'm gonna be okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing, for real. You know, y'all came up in a tumultuous environment, and how did you all get to the mindset that you're in right now? How did you escape? You know, what was kind of being let out for you? What was the norm when you were growing up? How did you escape that?
Oh, the norm.
In my opinion, I look at it like this. New York is a jungle. We're all in a zoo. We're all locked up in a cage. And, you know, it's like the circle of life. There's prey and, you know, Do you want to be somebody else's prey, or do you want to be the one hunting?
Yeah.
I want to
that-
lift
that-
Simba up right now. I want to.
Yeah, right. You know,
I get told a lot that I talk in quotes, so
Hey,
that's cool.
it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
his motherfuckers Jesus Christ. Like, come
man,
on.
I gotta do that real quick.
But
But
now
yeah.
it all goes back to that New York mindset. You know, it goes back to that New York mindset. Seeing everything around me, you know, seeing like I said, seeing people get jumped, seeing shots get fired, living around all that, and then you always have to live with like your head up, and you gotta get on the train, one eye closed, one eye open, make sure like you straight. It all goes back to that. It's going into high school, that there were middle schoolers, people going in from middle school, smoking weed, doing perks, sipping lean, and I seen all that. And there's people, those same people that I was going to school with, as soon as they hit senior year, they were like, I still don't know what I want to do with myself. They didn't go to college.
Yeah,
some of them were even having kids.
That's what I realized. People peak in high school, and you know why? Because they never give themselves the chance to grow. Like, be a kid. Stop trying to be older. Stop doing stupid shit. You know, that's where I fucked up. But I'm glad I didn't peak in high school. Because I'm just going to keep going up in life.
Shit, you already know where we at. The brand we building for ourselves is on another level than I could have imagined in high school. Than I could have imagined ever before that. Than I ever could have imagined maybe like even a year ago. Going to college and all that. I couldn't have imagined this at all.
So y'all are both in college?
Nah, I'm in trade school. I'm actually a full-time mechanic.
No, hey, respect to that. What about you, Senko?
I actually go to college for audio engineering and electrical engineering.
That's amazing. Where?
I go to school in University of Hartford, Connecticut.
Bro, hell yeah. Hey, respect to both the hustles for real. Like that's both. You know, that's what y'all both need to do, bro. Isaiah, right?
Yep.
Isaiah, you got your fallback. Second, you're focusing on everything that's going to benefit everything else you're doing, but that also gives you a fallback because you're going to learn skills that make you an asset in any studio or any musical environment like that.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing for real. And bro, mechanics, we're always going to need that. We always going to need that.
That's what I'm telling people. You like, in my opinion, I feel like every guy should know how to fix a car. It's just a good thing to know in life.
Absolutely, man. I wish I knew more. I could do the basic stuff, but you know,
You do oil change.
I could do the oil change. I could do, you know, like the but it's like, you know, what scared me was like I was really into like street racing when I was a kid, and I'd watch my friends try to, you know, modify their cars, and I'd be there, and they'd be under their car installing this and everything, and then they'd be without a car for 2 months because they broke their shit because they installed it wrong. You know, like I'm not trying to get into that, bro. Like,
yeah, you're around my brother's age, and I was gonna say, my brother told me when Fast and Furious came out, all the street racers came outside, especially in New York City.
Oh my God, New York, the street, especially drag racing.
Yes, people love drag racing out here. People still do it to this day, but you know, I don't know if you be seeing the videos on Instagram with these dudes.
Yo, they be cutting into traffic, crashing their cars 100 miles an hour on the.
And they just keep going
on a main highway.
And they keep going.
I feel that, bro. It was a wild world back then, bro. Like back at like 04, 05 when the Fast and Furious movie's coming out. Bro, you go to a Fast and Furious movie and I promise you, no one in that parking lot is leaving without racing. It was just, you know.
This is funny you mentioned that because that's another thing my brother said. He said as soon as Too Fast, Too Furious came out, everybody left that theater trying to drift out.
Yep, and they can't do it on their front wheel drive cars, bro. You can't drift in the front wheel drive.
I don't think people realize how fake Fast and Furious is.
Yeah, why is your manifold failing?
That's what we were literally talking about that earlier. I was like, if his manifold is failing, wouldn't his car like blow the fuck up immediately?
Absolutely, bro. And you can't take a Civic and get it under an 18-wheeler. I'm sorry, they got the bars that prevent that. It ain't gonna happen.
Hey,
bro.
some PKs in the first scene of that movie were beautiful, though. You can't lie.
Absolutely. Hey, I was a huge fan of the first 4, except Tokyo Drift. But you know, Like they're on what 10 now. I haven't seen
First
the
of
last
all,
like
they're
3 or
making
4.
another 3.
Oh my god, bro! I think the last one they
That's
went
what
to
I
space.
like.
I heard they went to
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, like
Nah. First of all, I kind of stopped watching it when Paul Walker passed away. You know,
Facts.
RPOG. But the fact that they CGI'd his brother to look like him, that's when I was like, yeah, they're just gonna
no,
keep.
but they're bringing him back.
They're bringing him back.
I don't understand. They're bringing
You
him
look
back.
at
What?
They're doing it again.
They're bringing him back.
They're making.
They've
his
resurrected him for the
They're
movie. I guess.
resurrecting him for the last 3 movies.
Fuck that. What?
This just went from an
that's
interview to a
so
conversation.
Wrong. That's my goal every time. That's
That's
fucking wrong, bro.
I'm not
Like,
because I love this. This is a great conversation. You know what show my brothers did have me watching that put a influence on my life?
The Boondocks.
Boondocks. Oh man, I should not have been saying half the stuff I was saying at that age. You know,
you didn't even
but
understand what the
everybody
hell you were
thought
saying.
it was funny at the
Nah,
moment.
for real.
Nah,
My first role model was a pimp named Slickback.
Exactly.
Honestly, though, Isaiah, now that you say it, bro, you kind of look like a character from the Boondocks right now.
I look like both of them.
Everybody in high school used to say he looks like Riley. When he has the fucking cornrows, when
And
he
then
takes it out, he looks like Huey.
I look like both of them. I'm the triplet. I'm the missing triplet.
That's amazing. That's amazing for real. Man.
You know, I just realized you had long hair.
Who is it?
Yeah, no, I got the man bun going on. I rock the man bun because it's hot as fuck in the south.
That's why straight hair is so much easier. And as soon as I slick my hair back, it just looks like I got the broccoli head.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. I'd probably rock that if I could, for real.
Hey, I got nice hair. Gotta keep it.
Do you got anything coming up that you want to talk about?
Yo, I worked so hard for this for the past year and a half. There's been an idea for 2 years, and I've been working on it slowly, very, very slowly to make sure it was right for the past year and a half. I am finally dropping my debut album called The Eulogy. It's going to have 14 songs on it. This is a pure example of who I am as a person, where I want to go in my life. It shows a desperation of everything that I have. I put blood, sweat, and tears into this album. And it's finally going to be released on September 7th of this year.
Hell yeah. Why did you title it Eulogy?
Because my main role models for this I almost said movie because that's almost how it seems like to me, has to be ready to die, get rich or die trying. And you know, being from New York, you have that mentality that yeah, you do have to get rich or die trying, and you're gonna do anything you have to get to that point. But nobody really talks about it from the perspective that, you know, they're already gone. They're already gone. What got you to this point? Because the last thing people say about you is that your eulogy. So when you die, that's all you become. So what is your eulogy? What is the eulogy? What is your eulogy? What do you stand for at that point? What are people going to remember you for? Are you going to be remembered for killing this dude down the street? You're going to be remembered for getting this money? You're going to be remembered for being a great role model? Or you just going to be remembered for being an asshole? You know, that there's different ways to go about it, but that's the main reason why it's called the eulogy. So
you're getting out in front of your eulogy. You're giving your own eulogy. You're saying, this is who I am.
This is who I am. This is who I will become. This is where I stand.
That's amazing. Now, how'd y'all come up with that name? How'd y'all come up with this concept?
He came up with the name, and honestly, I wouldn't say I came up with it because this is his album. You know, he did all the work. He made the music. He produced all of it. Everything. Every beat is his. Kashin Senko. Everything was engineered by him.
That is incredible for real. That is a huge feat.
Exactly. Like, people say they want the next Pharrell, they want the next Kanye. No, they don't. Because I'm looking at them.
They want the new Senko.
Besides the bipolar shit and, you know, Kim Kardashian, besides all that, you know, he's genuinely, like, I genuinely see Kanye West and Pharrell Williams in him. Because the dude produce. He can make a beat like this. He samples. He can do it from the keyboard right there. He got a mixer board right there.
Hold up. You're making beats off a MIDI keyboard, bro? And you taught yourself in a year?
Taught himself in 3 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Bro, that's huge. That's huge. You know, most people producing that are new to producing, you know, they hop on Looper, man. They grab this sample here. They grab a couple drum samples. They throw it together. Yeah, I'm producing, bro. I'm a producer, you know, like, no disrespect to those guys. But, like, using a MIDI keyboard, that's that raw talent. That's that shit that's just inside of you. You can't teach some things. And that's just inside of you, man. Respect to that, for real.
Exactly. And it's like, I would call him. I'd be like, yo, why don't you just go on YouTube and maybe speed up the process? He's like, nah, I don't need YouTube. I'll just learn. And
to be fair though, I do use YouTube beats. Because some of them be fire.
Exactly. Some of these,
but I do promote. I do use my own beats for the most part. I'm not giving myself all the credit because that shit not true. I don't produce everything.
Sure. No doubt. Hey, look, there's inspiration you can find from YouTube beats. There's songs you can buy. It's no problem. But you're saying you made all these 14 songs yourself for your album?
For the most part, yes.
So, damn, bro, like that's crazy. That's.
I say maybe 2 or 3 songs are not my beat. The beat is not mine.
Wow.
And I got the licenses for.
That's crazy. That's really crazy, man. And I don't know. I love y'all's dynamic. I love the fact that y'all can support each other like this and all that, man. Like, is there as the duo that you are, what is a message that you would want to send to people, send to some high schoolers, young high schoolers who have friends like this that are, you know, like Isaiah is to you, that you know, a lot of people, if someone says, hey man, I really don't like this about this song, I don't like this about, then they're gonna be like, no man, fuck you, I don't want to hear it. What's a message that you want to tell them?
Grow up.
Be a fucking man.
Yeah, grow up. No, like I'm so serious. I'm
Grow
so
some
serious.
fucking balls.
It's like, I put it like this, right? I'm technically an adult, but you know, I'm not a man yet. I'm still a kid. I'm still growing up. I'm not even 21.
Respect to you realizing that.
Like, I realize, like, there's real, like, my uncle's a man. He takes care of his family. He pays his rent. He does everything that he's supposed to. And he's honestly the most influential person in my life because even he can vouch. My uncle is a great man, bro.
Indubitably.
Hey, respect to that, bro, and respect to your uncle for being that example. That's a huge thing, man. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, but he's like I feel like most athletes realize this. I got it.
I do.
I feel like most athletes are like this too. You know, constructive criticism makes you a better person.
Hold up, come in. Yo. This is my role model right here. This is my father.
What's good, Mr. Senko?
How you doing?
Good, bro.
This is Daddy Senko right here.
Let's pause.
Hey, respect to you. Respect to the son you've raised, man. He's young, but he's wise for real. Like, I mean, these guys are some of the most mature, wisest young guys that I've spoken to. Trust, I've interviewed 18, 19-year-olds, and they last about 6 minutes because they didn't have shit to say. Like,
we've been talking to him for like an hour. Yeah, they don't know how to keep.
Not even. It's like, so what is success in life to you? I want to make money. Okay. You know, it's just
honest,
it's like
I'm gonna be
pulling teeth.
completely honest with you. I would not be into music as much as I am if it wasn't for him. when I was 4 years old, he's the first. He showed me the a Millie music video for Lil Wayne. He's the one that showed me Kanye West.
Oh man. Oh, respect to
That's
that,
some real
bro.
shit right there.
So hey, what do you do, Dad?
Oh, I used to be a manager. I used to do a whole bunch of other things. But
Yo,
sure.
that's me right there, 7 years old, in a project studio.
Damn, that's epic.
Oh look, you see WWE in the background, but you
Yeah, I
got the
see.
point.
That's epic, though. That picture is epic for real.
Well, music family. My dad was a musician. He was a radio personality in Puerto Rico. When he was young, they had the United States in the 50s because my oldest brother was really sick, and they had to come do treatment over here. So that's how my family came over here for Puerto Rico. My father, he had to give up his spot as a radio personality in Puerto Rico back then to come to the United States, and things didn't work out the way he wanted to.
I feel that.
You know.
So what did you do? Tell me about your background, man. Tell me about what you did.
Well, wow. I did, I was president of our management. I did a lot of management in, how do I call it?
He used to do a lot of freestyle artists.
A lot of freestyle artists, some salsa artists, and
he got that song from a salsa artist back there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, that song by Willie Colon, one of the biggest salsa artists in Puerto Rico ever, or salsa artists in general.
In general,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, back then, as a matter of fact, I went to a concert a few months ago, and he said that was his last performance.
All right, so let me ask you this. If you could give advice to young artists, which I'm sure you do to these gentlemen right here all the time, but if you could give advice to young artists coming up right now, what would it be?
Do your homework. Learn. Listen and learn.
In what ways? What would you say they do their homework on?
They could tell. They could do the thing that they're supposed to do, like for a manager. Manager tells you to do something, do it. If it doesn't work out, you learned.
A lot of these people think that they could be managers.
I mean, I had a couple of groups. I had a hip hop group in the 90s that I grew up with two of the guys. After like 6 months, they're like, "Oh, I could do your job. Go ahead."
Still getting paid.
I still got to get paid for anything you do.
Damn right.
So I cut them off. And I kept working with the artists that I was dealing with. As far as they were paying me to do mic checks for them and bring them places and stuff like that. Hey,
all right,
it paid.
All right,
it paid. I learned a lot.
Absolutely, and you made contacts when you're doing those mic checks.
Exactly. And I worked in a record pool. I worked in a couple other things. Record pools are a thing of the past now, but that's how I met a lot of artists.
Okay, I don't know what a record pool is.
Oh, a record pool is, let's say this is the office. It's like mailboxes everywhere.
When people used to send in their records.
And they send you the record companies will send you, and you got 300 boxes. That's 300 DJs. All right, that's a long time ago.
Old school.
That fell off. And
that's some real shit.
That's that Motown shit, though. That's that Motown shit. Like they used to have those meetings where they would just listen to it. And hey, if you're down to your last dime, you buying a sandwich of this record. It's just it's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. it's it's a lot of things that I've done with artists and things like that, and it's like it brings me to a certain point. I was reminded of the things my father went through. I helped a few friends of mine with advice on things and how to work and things. And when it came to my son, it's like I gave it all to him. Everything I know, I told him.
That's beautiful,
I showed
man.
him. I helped him. Now he knows more than me.
Facts, because it is hard to keep up with the modern times. If you're an old school music guy, it's hard to comprehend this new music hustle, bro.
Yes. I can't catch it. I can't keep up.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. Neither can most modern artists. So, let me ask you, what's been your biggest accomplishment in your career, in your life, or whatever? Or am I looking at him? I'm looking at him. Yeah.
This is my biggest accomplishment.
Damn right, bro. Respect to you, for real.
Take it all the way, and win or lose, we still did it.
That's beautiful, man.
The way he's going, he ain't losing.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
And everything he's doing at school, I mean, it's gonna pay off.
Absolutely, man.
Even if he doesn't do shows and perform places and stuff like that, he'll be in the music business one way or another.
He'll be doing what he loves.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, that is all that matters.
Yeah.
Do you wake up every day?
I was supposed to be an accountant. I was gonna go to school for accounting. I said, "Fuck that shit. I'm going into music. If I'm gonna do this music shit, I'm taking it all the way."
Well, so it's always good to have something to fall back on.
That's why I got that electrical shit.
Absolutely, man. Hey, respect to the three of you, for real. Like this is an amazing team that y'all have right now. Isaiah is such an incredible support system, bro. What's your name, Mister? I only know to call you Mr. Corleone right now. Like,
you can call me Ray.
Ray. Hey, respect to you, respect to your career, respect to everything that you've been to your son, and I'm sure Isaiah, you've had an influence on him too. It's an amazing thing. For all three of you, if there is a sentiment that you could communicate to anyone listening right now, what would that be? Just a life lesson that you feel like you should share.
For me, it's the same thing I said before. Listen and learn. Pay attention to everything.
All right.
It doesn't hurt.
Facts, man. Isaiah?
Trust yourself. Do what you think is right. Learn from others, like he said. And, walk around with your head up. It ain't good to be angry 24/7.
Learn to live, learn to love. And when it comes time to make that sacrifice, it doesn't matter if you're scared. If it's going to benefit you,
Go for it.
Go for it.
do it. Do it. Just go for it. Just take the jump. Even if you fall and break a leg, no harm done. There is harm done there, but
it'll heal though. It'll heal. You'll be all right.
It's gonna heal. Exactly.
Take like 6 to 8 months, but it's cool.
Man, when all y'all said go for it or whatever you said, I got chills when all y'all said the same thing. It was a crazy feeling. Man, all right. So is there anything else that you all want to talk about before we end this? Like, I feel like y'all are such a dynamic. If there's any other things that you've been through, stories you have, is there like a story that everyone y'all know has heard twice because they heard it when they met you and then they heard it again when you met someone else?
Yeah, you got the craziest stories. You lived the longest life.
We got a lot of war stories, so it's just the way it was happening. That's all.
It's the last time you almost met Biggie in the record pool.
I met him.
You met Biggie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, tell me that stuff. I mean, oh yeah, all casual and shit. Tell me.
Oh yeah,
Bun.
Yeah, he
big guy.
I got a picture. I got a picture with Joel Ortiz when I was like 13 years old.
Damn. Legends.
Oh, well, I know Joel Ortiz since he was 6 months old.
Oh shit. Okay.
I know his mom. I know his uncles, his grandma. But
It don't fall far.
I lived a few buildings away in the projects. And I watched him grow. I wasn't around that much at that time when he started doing his thing, but he remembers me. When we see each other, he gives me a shout out, says what's up.
Man, humble as a motherfucker right there. Humility. It's a beautiful thing, man. You have so many things you could flex on right now, but you're not. And that's how you know someone's real. I've met so many people that'll name drop, that'll be like, oh yeah, I did this for this person, I did that for that person. And I'm like, no, you didn't, because you're telling me about it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was literally about to say he was trying to avoid saying Pun and Biggie's name.
Yeah.
The whole time. Because I was thinking about, I was like, when is he gonna bring up the fact that he met these people?
It doesn't matter to him because he knows what he did, and it's just clout chasing if you just keep talking about it, man. That's
True.
That's the way to be. That's how to demand respect, bro. Like I am so excited to see where you all go as a team. You have everything behind you that you need. You have all the experience and knowledge, and then you have a support system that's unlike anybody else that I've ever known. Y'all are on your way up. I guarantee that.
Well,
Thank you.
Your mouth to God's ears. That's for real.
For real.
No doubt, man. Unless there's anything else y'all want to talk about, that's all I got.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
You too, man. I'd love to interview you one day.
That's a book to be written.
I feel that, man. I feel that.
I notice everybody's coming out with a book. I might as well do one too.
You should, bro. It's easy as hell to drop a book on Amazon now. Like,
Oh shit, man.
hell yeah. Hey,
I lost you there for a second.
I appreciate all three of your time. I appreciate all three of y'all's information, input, opinions, experiences, man. For real. Thank you so much. I've asked a few artists. I'd like to do annual interviews with a few artists, and y'all are one of them. Like, I just want to hear the updates. It's like a log of what's going on in your life. And man, I can't wait to see where y'all are at next year in 365 days for real. Like it's y'all are on your way up.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Lock that shit in. We in.
And I was gonna say, like, I've seen a lot of interviews, and you genuinely seem like you enjoy what you're doing. You're not doing it for other people. You're not doing it to hop on the train. You're just doing it because you really want to see the next level of music.
You know how true it is?
Bring to the table.
You know how true it is? Vimeo was not recording for shit when I scheduled the interview. When we had the interview originally, it was not working. We got off the call, and it was all love, whatever. And he was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest, I feel so unprofessional right now. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like we really should have did this interview, but it's just not working right now. I told him, I was like, listen, we can't stop any technical difficulties, But the fact that he's telling me that he feels bad and that he feels like he's being unprofessional shows me that he loves this shit. Like, he loves his craft.
Yeah.
Like, this is somebody I want to, like, chill with all the time.
Yeah,
this is one of those people. Like, he knows what he's doing. This is somebody you need in your corner.
I appreciate
Where
that.
you at?
I'm
Where
by
you at?
ATL. I'm by ATL.
I was there last month. I had the time of my life.
Damn, hit me up next time you are, man. Next time, for real.
I got you.
Oh, I used to live in Stone Mountain.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. Nah, so when I say I'm by ATL, I'm actually in Alabama, but I don't like saying Alabama because people look at me different when I say Alabama.
Nah,
But I'm like an hour and 15 away from Atlanta, so it's fair to say I'm by Atlanta.
my brother Danny, he lived in Alabama.
Yeah? What part?
I honestly do not know. I never know.
It doesn't really matter. It's just Alabama.
That's what I'm saying, because it's Alabama. I was trying to avoid that, but
No, bro, it's just Alabama is exactly what the fuck you think it is, man. Like,
Again, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. I got a bow. I'm gonna run upstairs, man.
no doubt.
Respect.
You too, man. You too. Thank you so much.
You got it, brother.
Hey guys, I really appreciate y'all's time. I do want to do this again. I can't wait to see y'all going.
I can't wait to speak to you again too, bro.
No doubt, man. This
You're
has been
amazing
Karikter
guy.
Asked It with an incredible episode with three incredible people. I'll see y'all next time. Peace up.